This is it, folks. We're on to the part of the game where people say it starts to get good. Do we trust him? At the end of a large-scale operation marshalling the combined might of the three city-states, the Warrior of Light emerges triumphant in the Praetorium. The Empire's stranglehold over the realm thus broken, the leaders of Eorzea declare that the seventh astral era has dawned, but the celebration would prove short-lived, for there can be no light without shadow. Of course I'm ready to start it. This is what I've been here for, finding that shady light. Where we start, the price of principles. Well, the shackles of the Waking Sands counter have been shattered. We will no longer be keeping track of how many times we visit. But we do have to keep visiting. Wait, hang on. So is this the right place? Surely it is, but it's not really marked on our mini-map. Tontaroo's back out here. The Garlean threat may have abated, but there's no end to the work we Scions do. In our own unique ways, may every one of us continue striving to make a better Eorzea. Must be someone down here, right? What are they charging for their principles? What's your price? Aha, yep, there it is. The nerve of some petitioners engaging us as if we are a band of common mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. It slaps with my dear sister drew her last breath here in battle with the Empire. To her, the fight for Eorzea's future was more important than her homeland. True to her beliefs to the end, she was. Must be Alamegan, Redolf. No matter how dark the night, one day the dawn will break. As long as brave souls like yourself take up our cause, the Scions shall never stand down. Ishtola. In bringing the struggle against the Empire to a decisive end, the nations of Eorzea spent much of their military strength. I fear the Beast tribes have caught scent of this temporary weakness and will give us scant leave to rest. A hero's work is never done, Longpoint.
Believe me, I'm quite eager to resume active duties and redeem my good name, but I've not forgotten that similar sentiments nearly led me to my doom once before. I will not question the wisdom of our Baldesian colleagues. They bid me rest, so I shall. So much has happened in this place. If the walls could talk, such tales they'd be able to tell. Just when we dared to believe that peace had arrived, another primal awakens. I say, has there ever been rest for the weary? As one age endeth and another doth arise, so do our struggles wax and wane. What wouldst thou ask of me? Affairs the realm. Souls from ether far, strangers from strange lands. Yester with thine eyes, morrow by thine hands. Thou and thy fellow warriors of light have led us from there are multiple warriors of light, have led us from the darkness to the seventh umbral era, as was writ in the divine chronicles. Yet peace is ever fleeting. When the darkness riseth resurgent, I pray thou wilt bring thy light to bear once more. What of the primals? Hang on, this is spoilers. What of other threats? Brother Oapesi has delivered unto me his reports on the dark divinity. Thy encounter with the primal has cast much light upon his true form. Yeah, this is confusing. This is stuff that I've done off in Solo Town, but it's not directly related to the story. Wigstan. We came away with our lives. Though our losses weigh heavy in our hearts, we must carry on for those who've fallen. I should have done something, done anything. But I didn't, and now Abba and Ali. I will not let it be for nothing. We'll earn this. The only person feeling any sorrow about the large-scale death event that went on here. This person thinking about her sister. Even she seems not particularly emotional about things. But we do. We have a voice for Alphina. The nerve of some petitioners, engaging us as if we were a common band of mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. You should be an Oliver Twist. We're going to be
putting up with Alphino quite a lot, I believe, in the near future. But not immediately, because immediately we've got the patch content. Well, he's still there for that. Minfilia we still have no voice for. We should find one. Arrowin. It pleases me to see you well. Hey, Tataru. Do excuse me for interrupting, Arrowin. My lady, the gentleman from Ashgana Exports, has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards who will not be receiving any further guests this morning. Thanks, my lady. Farewell. Ever since we defeated Gaius van Baelsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Dress it up how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was far more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have every other merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzea, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true, and yet if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, might they not warrant greater consideration? This is how it starts. You start taking political donations, and soon... Our Baldesion colleagues have been generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to... forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Nope, this is what they pay you for, ma'am. I do the real work. Yet my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided, and I impose upon you to consult the others. They are like to have their own opinions on this matter. Oh, we gotta talk to everybody again. Whereabouts is everyone? Alpha doesn't get an opinion. The nerve of some of these petitioners. I gotta make sure that we land on that. If that's what we're doing, we gotta do it. We gotta go full bore. Ishtola. Recall your meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Dimension sent word of the summoning of Titan. Then mayhap you also recall my words to our host. I said unto Melvin that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds. And that the Beastman had justly responded when we had been called to intervene in a conflict that she herself had invited. I spoke in short the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Limsons to distort the facts to fit a narrative which justified their actions and absolve them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfilia can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, we did then go do their bidding. Same line again.
Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know there's a growing belief among the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated if only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We stand at a crossroads, Erwin. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead us far from clear.
I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papa Limo keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandon your principles nice, you know?
None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at the cost of our principles, neutrality has ever been a delicate matter. I've lost count of the times I've had to explain to people that our allegiances need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our services for Gil, we might as well declare our fealty to Uldar now and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida will enjoy the bribes. Try the bribes. 'Tis the lot of the powerful to attract the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth prudence dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, whilst the other resteth ever on their hilt. Alas, we may not have the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations. Nay, not while the beast tribes do labor unseen, defiant in defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. The sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity that we are so few and our fortunes so finite.
There was a lot of words, really not a lot of you coming out decisively for or against. Now Elf gets to speak. This is like the light-sided Cid.
The situation's not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought of our organisation's future, though it would seem I've reached a different conclusion. Mayhap it's time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Long Point.
Alphino, Erwin, is Artemis.
You desire counsel, so you shall have it, Inferior. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn must leave Uldar.
We must do what?
As long as we remain within Uldar territory, we'll never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only delayed the inevitable. We've demonstrated our capabilities, and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organisation to remain independent now. We're far too dangerous for that. Surely you realise the reason with Vesper Bay still lacks an aetherite?
We are the reason Vesper Bay lacks an aetherite?
They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and other favours will be denied us unless we cooperate.
I don't know what that voice is really supposed to be, but I like it. If Uldar is no longer suitable, where else would you have us go?
Experience has taught us the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders.
It's like,
More donor.
Why is OBS flickering at me? It hasn't stopped recording, so why was it flickering?
Revenue's toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of an additional benefit, it is also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we've developed a certain bond with Uldar and her people over the years, but I truly believe that this is the best course of action.
As you yourself observed, we have invaluable ties to the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Uldar is our home, Alphino. To cast aside everything we've built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless.
Decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you consider certain considerations what my late grandfather made to you before he passed away and left his entire fortune in the hands of me and my dear twin sister. We caused the shots. We're going north. I want to date a dragon. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which you first moved us to found the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to found the Path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did. That makes us more than mere comrades in arms. We are as much your family as...
Well, if the door might open. That will be all, Alphino. I'm sure you have some familial affairs of your own to attend to.
Your concern is most generous, but no, I've left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all.
Is it a power struggle? She'd like Alphino to fuck off. He's a small child, just tell him to fuck off. Tell the small child to fuck off. Minfilia. Moving on. Leaving Uldar. Has it truly come to this? Oh, Long Point. Pray attend to Alphino. He is engaged in some business or other that requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphino awaits you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him he shall have my answer in due time. Some of these distinctions between these voices may be all but inaudible, but they're there in my heart. And this is more of a document to be made than one to be reviewed. Alphino.
Confound it, she knows what must be done and still hesitates, all because of these fanciful rumours. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, well, adopted mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flamin was her name. You may know her better as the songstress of Uldar. She was a performer of singular talent and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlatan minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers, many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia too struggled at first to accept the truth, but as Flamin's absence stretched for months into years, she saw there could be no other explanation. Till recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, rumours have once again begun to circulate that Flamin is alive and well. One of our informers, Father Iliad, sent word that a woman matching the songstress's description has been seen of late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. We could succeed in tracking her down. I've no doubt that any worries from now plaguing Minfilia's art might be assuaged. I mean to set forth for Lenoshkia at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gigaruju as to the veracity of these rumours.
You know what it is? It's like a higher pitched version of the Baldesion voice. I don't think I like that. I think Alphino can be our standard narration character. And I think Minfilia can be slightly... We can inject a little bit of Duchess energy into her. Perhaps we can achieve that. That's rather how I see it. We'll see where that goes. Costa del Sol. Found it for a moment. Moving on. Gigaruju. Oh wait, we did this guy before. We've met him before and he was motherfucking Frankenfurter. Why can't I remember his actual name? Oh boy, my mind is full of holes lately. Tim Curry.
Oh, sweet siren of the sands, my Mikote muse, why have you forsaken me? Titan's bane, I mean heroine, what brings you to my humble resort? Flamin, you mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until so very recently was the songstress of Uldar? Egads, man, if I ever known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame. To think that she now plies her trade for the riffraff to the west, whatever it was she said she was going. It's a tragedy, I say, a tragedy. West,
Zamino West, is it? Thank you, Master Gigaruju. Your information will serve us well. That said, there are any number of places she could be. I shall begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses might have some knowledge to spare. I'd be most appreciative if you could travel on to Wineport and do the same. Yeah. Wineport is over there. Teleport. Early. Here we are. Feel like we haven't been out this way in a while. Yeah, this is where we were interfering with viticulture, right? I might change this 8 macro to 10 actually, because it seems like on review of the footage, our levels are a little low. Just don't want it to be at 10 all the time. How about that? It didn't even occur to me that this door could open. Wait, Bergland had a really specific voice. Shit, what was it? I don't remember now. What was it? Oh boy, it was this.
Well, if it isn't Longpoint, the savior of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Oh yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due, but her perfume was so ghastly I had no choice but to eject her from the premises, interfering with tastings, you understand. If she's your quarry, why not consult her blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell Logan from a mile away, I dare say that he could smell her from 10.
Good voice. It's a fun voice to do. I was feeling a little...
Professor Farnsworth there. Great news, everyone.
You do, I've not seen a lot of Futurama, or so it feels to me, except that when I put it on, I feel like I've often seen the episode. One of those things that is absorbed. Hey, you want to know if I've seen a Mikote lass around by the name of Flamen? I wish. I haven't seen a lass of any description around that any description for too... wow. Far too bloody long. Was enjoying that, and then got completely lost in the words. Anything else to say about just your life? How about your life, Jungbar? No, I think he was German, wasn't he? I remember watching the vineyards burn 5 years ago. Broke my heart, it did. But look at Wineport now. The grapes are growing, the wines are flowing. It'll only get better in the future. That very gentle kind of Dublin accent is something that I should listen to an audiobook done in that style. Shamani Lamani. What was your voice like, Shamani? Nah, he was a narrator voice. I see you've had many grand adventures since last we spoke, Longpoint. You must share them with me sometime. The girl from a little while ago, one does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully, then head east after crossing the second bridge. The flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have the strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you may yet find her there. Cool. Oh, you know what? This episode maybe shouldn't even be the next thing that we do now I think about it. Because I think that we should do the class quests that we've got ready to go. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. So, I'm not going to put a stop here or anything. I wonder if I can get to the end of 6.1, or 6.1, 2.1. There's only a couple of quests here, but obviously this is only the second of like 12 or something, 10-ish. So obviously they might be long. Might be able to. I'd love to be able to get a whole patch into it. Whoa! Okay, it's Gubu time. And now your watch is ended, Flamen. So you're Minfilia's mother. I thought you were Ishtola's mother. I'm in your debt, stranger. Did not realize my activities had aroused the Gubu's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be used to make a perfume, you see, and Who? Flamen, Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Consider me impressed, my friend. The songstress of Ul'dah, I presume, Minfilia, or should I say, Ascilia, is looking for you. Ascilia? You are the very picture of health, milady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavors to find me does so with the best intentions, child. You'll be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of Lenoskia aside, when exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling your associate prior to your intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in a perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we have what we came for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wine ports say. Nah, just chat here. I haven't got anything to say. I'll keep the goobas at bay. That's just what I'm all about. The gooboo tender. Should we really just teleport over there? Would it be faster? It probably would be faster, wouldn't it? But, you know, we got like a San Diego Zoo vibe here. Little artificial hills and the great spreading trees more fitting to a savanna. Come on down. Hello, Alphino. Rescued it again from the jaws of a ravenous gooboo. How quickly we forget the lessons of the past. Oh, this is Flamen talking. Though I was not solely to blame for that foolishness. Oh, what? This is not at all how I'd envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfilia's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Flamen, all things in time. You say my daughter awaits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I've kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off on the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It'll be my pleasure to escort you to the waking sands. Oh, it did teleport me here. Holy shit. Whoa. I can't... Wow. Excuse me? But the geographic coherence of the universe, it's falling apart. Minfilia. Alright, we just wanted to inject some gravity into her voice, right? Antecedent, you have a guest. Lamin. Ascilia. I do like the idea that everyone is quite reasonably performing under an assumed name around here. Oh, we didn't turn the music back up. I haven't seen her like this in years, Long Point. I wish you could back out of these cutscenes at the beginning. I never truly believed it when they told me you were dead. But what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay as far away from you as I could, lest their pursuit of me endanger you and our cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue our work. And continue as you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. I followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Ascilia. I am learning from the best. I have a gift for you. Toot. Invisible object. Celestia perfume, you remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble to me, my darling. I fear I cannot say the same for Erwin, though. I could not have made it without him. Well, thanks for the credit. Ting! Thank you, Erwin. Thank you both. There's something else. I come to you not empty-handed. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. Just keep looking at me. My father was a member of the Alamegan resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Ul'dah. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lamin who took care of me then, She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know to survive. Whew. I am no stranger with the facts of your history, yet I fear to have failed to grasp their implications. It is clear there is much I do not know about you and your mother both. One of her first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Laman as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Is something amiss? No, Askelia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come, and how much further you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever have hoped. You've succeeded where I failed and made me so proud that the words fail me. And even as I marvel at the woman you've become and all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do, and what it may entail. Askelia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Scions must leave Ul'dah. Lamin. You built it once, Askelia. We can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly. Let's go somewhere with an aetheryte. Alphino, the time has come for the Scions to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Revenant's Toll as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Scions and send word to the students of Baldesion. Preparations begin at once. This music isn't such of a much. We're not missing much by having it cranked way down. Thanks, Mom. Really sorted that out for me conveniently. All things in time. Alright, give me a few. What was I up to on my short break? In the words of many an intelligence handler, you have no need to know. And Philia would share with me the latest news on the Scion's imminent relocation. It is all well and good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is so much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would never have been established. The original Camp Revenant's Toll would never have been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, antecedent. Really, Alphino, if I need concern myself with anything, it is surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit that you might instead concern yourself with a different matter, namely, to whom the resolution of those matters might be entrusted, and here I am. Nor do I come alone. I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. There's that lady we tried to find before, right? It is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the Scions of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which need to be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Sir, unless I am much mistaken, you are the one known as Erwin, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance? Slaffburn spoke of you in the most glowing terms. To steal an Imperial Reaper and use it to infiltrate a Garlean castrum is an undertaking few would contemplate, and fewer still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence again ere long. Oh, okay. Everybody are just wandering off. I mean, I'll be right there. I can teleport. Well, well. It would seem that your reputation precedes you, Erwin. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. But before that, I dare say you've earned yourself a rest. After all, you've traveled so far, and there's already so much you've done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. I don't need a rest, I need more objectives, but if that was a whole quest, then we're one whole quest closer. Nope, not quite. Erwin, you look so lonely there. You could raise your faceplate for this, don't you think? Man, I really hate the music here. It's just so... Erwin, were you able to get some rest? I would ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem there is something he would share with us. Maybe I should try making samples of the different voices that we're doing for characters so that I can have something specific to home myself in on. A file I can just quickly open to be reminded of how different people are supposed to sound. You're here, good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded, and our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with facilities and material support in exchange for assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Signs of the Seventh Dawn shall have a new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones.
Why, yo, wow. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny that I'd come to look forward to Tartaru's tales of our many guests and their many, many demands.
You think they won't bother us up there?
From the waking sands to the rising stones, passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it?
No line from him, huh? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they have each pledged their full support, General Raban included. Only a question because he was Ul'dah before, right? Moreover, I've decided that the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. You sure that's wise, antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know that what the 7 signs of the Seventh Dawn stand for.
Why? Well, obvious risk apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition.
And the people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us. I would reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing, I would show them it is a power accountable to no one and to once to all. And what of us? We who have felled primals and faced down the Empire, to you, my fellow Scions, I would say this. Prepare for the challenges which lie ahead. They will be great indeed. Just assuming that, huh? I mean, nothing's great, I say, and yet no greater than us. And we will rise to them, as we have time and again, united as one. Do 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 do. There must be some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Flamin to teach me the basics of mining too. Bum 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 bum. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphino, I mean. was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary to the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I'd expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Schlafborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent us well, Erwin. Let's head up to Revenant's Toll. I believe Schlafborn was our Arnie, wasn't he? That'll be a fun one to revisit. Do-do-do-do-do-do. How about a new song that is less fucking boring? Hey, Schlafborn. I was told to expect a scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It's been far too long point. You have something for me, yes? Documents detailing the scien's planned operations for the next several weeks. Let's see now. Yes, everything appears to be in order. You'll be staying with us for a while, yes? Would that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though. We just have to review the work of a dozen men. I jest. Quest complete. It's possibly a primal. Was that like 2 quests in short order there? Back to do the work of a dozen men, I see. But I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you're keen on having a look around the science new home. See that impressive structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where adventurers can rest from the road, fill their bellies with good food and drink, and ears with tales of fortune to be had about the realm. It'd make it a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'd be as good a place as any to recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me, I'll show you around. Whoa. Is that you, Longpoint? I'm quite sorry to interrupt, but I have the most urgent news. We received grim tidings from Britannia, and it would appear our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sands with all due haste. Is everything quite alright, friend? I'm going back to Waking Sands. Can't say I'm privy to the details, but it would appear this is no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you may rest assured that I see to all necessary arrangements. Pray return any time after you've seen your more pressing matters. Seen to your more pressing matters. Just the overall level of fatigue is pretty high here. Oh my god, they couldn't have teleported me back this time. They teleported me back last time. They just made me come here. We stopped counting too soon. Too fucking soon. Fuck this. Waking Sands. There, did the count. Tanaru. Messenger from the Twin Adder came to the Waking Sands while you were in Mordona. Wasn't privy to his conversation with the antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something is definitely amiss. Could it be that the Ixal have summoned Karuta again? Maybe Imperial forces have been sighted within the Shroud. Whatever it may be, it's absolutely certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go and ask the antecedent if there's anything you can do. You know, I didn't really remember that she was called the antecedent. They surely haven't been using her title this whole time very much. So they just suddenly decided they were going to start using her proper name all the time. I'm still saying the same thing. Flamen. How she's grown since we last spoke. She puts me to shame with her accomplishments, and for that, I am glad. You were just like a pop star, right? I mean, I guess who better to rally a revolution around? We must always remember that if we aspire to something resembling democracy, that what a person does for a living has nothing to do with their ability to weigh in on or be involved in political matters. Democracy is ruled by the people. Oh, man. Sorry, I had to take a minute to discuss Carl Urban's mouth with Cappy. Some important things going on over there. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe that another primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. I wonder how hard it is to relearn balance with your toes removed.
Thine arrival is customarily timely, Longpoint. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt. Thy talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex.
We dare not draw conclusions without evidence, but as Urianger says, the readings bear strong resemblance to ones observed more than 5 years ago. I'd hoped the Moogles guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, the disturbance warrants a full investigation.
Thy presence hath been requested by Commander Ulois. He awaiteth thee in the Adder's Nest.
Pray hasten to Gridania, Longpoint. Ida and Papalaimo will rendezvous with you there. May you walk in the light of the crystal. Gotta go through this washing in the dryer because the only shirt that I have right now is too heavy to wear comfortably in this fucking heat. So let's get teleporting. Couldn't we have met them in the woods? Come on. Zoop. I hope that the way that I've rigged up my shirt to... I'm not even going to explain the fan situation right now. There may be more audio interference now than there was before as the short version. Oh, what was Ulois' voice? Well, anyway, I don't know. I think he might have been a comedy Frenchman. Pleasure to see you as always, Longpoint. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I could think of no one more qualified to... we're getting ahead of ourselves. Allow me to explain. Nice short quest, sweet. Hail to the king, Kupo. Not long ago, the Moogle Kuplo cop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the elders. Seedseer. He spoke of an imminent threat to all Moogle kind, one which would imperil the entire 12s would have left unchecked. You proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs. We would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the Moogles. Jesus. The rest you should hear from Kuplo Coppers himself. He awaits you with the Elder Seedseer at the Lotus Stand. Man, I hope that we're not doing this so that we can have a great, clean recording of all the dialogue, because what we have instead is what you hear before you. The Conjurer's Guild looks like. Da, 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 da. That cat looked good, but he left before we could check him out. The Conjurer's Guild, right? Silent Conjurer.
Girls only seen 12 summers. Please, you must do something, such as the will of the forest, but that's not right.
Are they saying they can't heal this child? What the fuck is going on here?
Would the spirits bless me business?
I don't love that. I don't love any of that. Servant Officer. Nofika's altar is a place of contemplation. Visitors are asked to refrain from creating a disturbance. Silent Conjurer says, other signs have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? Please take me to the Lotus Stand. Now, there is unique music in here. Good. Because that was going to be very tiring to listen to that through an entire cutscene. Kane Senna.
Please, you have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad Moogles, Kupo. They're just misguided. A gentle, no, firm thrashing is what's in order, but no.
Calm yourself, Kuplo Cop. Can you not see that he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Do we ever have a voice for Kane Senna? Most grateful am I that you've come, Longpoint, and upon such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish for a more stalwart ally. But you are doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Our friend Kuplo Cop has brought us news of a most unsettling development. It would seem that good King Moogle Mog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. A curious thing to hear, I know. Truth to tell, I myself cannot say for sure if he's a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former.
Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there, unspeakably beautiful, unimaginably spacious, and with a literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, and possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life jolly difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Moogle Mog the 12th, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all Moogles should live there instead.
Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that we couldn't safely fly down. But good King Moogle Mog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do, Kupo. He had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held, while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. That is how we Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All of us except good King Moogle Mog the 12th. May his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone would remain in the heavens, so the Moogle kind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, for what I understand. Me being your reason for contacting us, yes?
I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remind me again, the problem was with him returning to yours, yeah? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moogle Mog the 12th is a myth made manifest by the means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait, you're saying a handful of Moogles with boatload of crystals wished really, really hard, and he just sort of appeared? Would that even work?
What I cannot fathom is why they would want to even try. With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure?
Might that not in itself be the answer? Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought onto the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the last by the heroics of a chosen few. You who braved the tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength this latest period of peace to you will doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Moggles Guard are afraid of what tomorrow will bring and what things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and their homes, come what may.
I assure you the Moogles God only want to protect the forest from outsiders, but ever since the return of good King Moogle Mog the 12th, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away, Kupo. Verging on a lot, in fact.
Like the self-summoned Ramu, you mean?
We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing the Moogles in a manner similar to that of a primal.
We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it is our belief that he poses a threat not only to Moogle kind but to Gridania as a whole. Thus do we beseech you, Long Point. Confront good King Moogle Mog the 12th, jeez, and drive him from our midst. Stumbling everywhere, humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of the Moggles Guard and their liege lord is concealed by magical wards. Brother Esuniyan of the Conjurer's Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight on how they might be dispelled. Pray seek his counsel ere you proceed any further. I wonder if I could put a filter on the mic that I could toggle on and off, because if I could, I know what I'd do for Connie Senna to make her sound a little bit distinct. I'll play around with that when I'm done. Wonder if anyone in here has anything to say to us. My sister is right, Longpoint. For the Moogles' sakes and our own, banish the king from the 12's wood. Kuplo Cop.
Remember, no killing, Kupo. A sound thrashing will more than suffice. Oh dear, oh dear.
If you want to confront good King Moogle Mog the 12th, you must needs find a way to defeat his magical defenses. Upon such matters, Brother Esuniyan is something of an authority. Pray consult him without delay. Sure. Is this still inside the city, though? Wait, is he here in this room? And is this Brother Esuniyan in the room with us right now? But we're not going to find that the music is overwhelmingly loud when we get through with this. But after all, the purpose of these documents is first and foremost just to focus me on what I'm doing instead of having me pay attention mostly to my, oh, is this the strange, terrifying child? I think it might be. Okay, I'll go. Need to buy swimsuit on Diff server. What? What? Do they not sell swimsuits here on Spriggan? Is it only on Cerberus where you can get comfortable beachwear? Esuniyan is terrifying. Who? Asumiyan deserves a voice. Welcome, Long Point. Well, whatever. We just gotta go. But someday he deserves. Before we do the white mage stuff, welcome, Long Point. Welcome. That you should be the one to face good King Moogle Mog the 12th is of great comfort to me and the elementals both. As I am sure you know, the Moogles are not by their nature a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary and inform me when you are ready to seek the king. I'm ready, boy. You have selected Regicide. The wards barring access to the king's sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones, the selfsame method employed 5 years ago when the first king was summoned to Eorzea. It was with great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians who held the keystones, for none were in our possession at the time. By the grace of the elementals, though, we've been spared that burden on this occasion. Kuplo Kop confided in me that we've been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Moggles Guard themselves, that he'd been entrusted with them. Yet wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means of gaining entry to the king's sanctum. Alas, I have been unable to do so and dare not labor any longer for fear that the Moogles might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We needs must have Kuplo Kop's keystones, Arwen. Pray go to him and beg his assistance. He awaits you at West Shore Pier. Impress upon him our great need, and I am certain he will yield. Is this still inside the fucking town? No, I don't think it is, actually. Oh no, okay, he's over by the Lancers Guild. It is. God damn it. God, or is he outside? Is he outside or inside? Are you in the walls or not? My boy. Can I not see the world map version of this? Well, whatever, see you in a second. The Lancers Guild. Tell me that this boy is here. He is. Oh, this looks about right, though. This seems like where we entered this dungeon from. But, I don't know, maybe not. Kuplo Kop. So, how will you do it, Kupo?
Oh, we told you about that. Well, if there truly is no other way, I'll do it, Kupo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Pier. I'll go on ahead.
Well, it seems very odd that they're like acknowledging a runaround bullshit, go pick everything up kind of situation, and not making us go through with every individual step of it. I keep waiting for them to spring something. This is more like it. Uh-oh. Squadron of Moogles.
Don't you dare lie to me, Kupo. I know what you're planning and I won't allow it. Open your eyes, Kupo. The king will never be satisfied, no matter how many crystals you bring him.
Destroy them.
We offered you a choice, and this is how you repay us, by consorting with this Mikote. Imperials, Gridanians, Sylphs, you're no different from the rest of them. Actually, you're worse, Kupo. Traitor to his kin's Moogles, he plots treason against the crown.
Enough. Kuplo Kop will answer for his crimes soon enough, as will all who defy the will of good King Moogle Mog the 12th. May he reign forevermore, Kupo. Yeah, reign forevermore.
The king is planning to purge the 12th Wood of his enemies, Kupo. We've got to stop him before it's too late.
This is the same voice we were doing for Wedge. I feel like it was.
The entrance to Tornmarch is deep within a bramble patch, Kupo. If you take me there, I can nullify the wood, but be warned. The Mongols god has set traps to lure enchanted beasts. I can't hide from them, so you'll need to protect me, Kupo.
Escort him to the warded entrance. Alright, time for an escort quest. Let's go. Yeah, got that music going on. Keep going, Kupo. Let's make it happen. Now, I have already soloed this on, like, extreme difficulty. So is he actually following me? It looks like he's following me, okay. I sense a hostile presence, Kupo. Where? Where's the hostile presence? Is this mushroom? It is undone. I can't tell to what degree. Wild Hoglet. Wild Hoglet. Shut them down. Disabled. Don't worry, dude. I'm a tank. I can handle this kind of thing. I sense a hostile presence. There they are up there. These, like, turrets. Totally cliffs. Yeah, that's right. Sense a hostile presence again. This is their idea of, like, devilish traps, is just to stick a few rats in our path. I guess if you're escorting a rat, set a rat. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, I'm not a Dark Knight, am I? Doo-doo-doo. Is that the... Da-da-da-da-da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum. No, it's Mission Impossible is what it is. Come on over, moogle. I mean, I guess the king's gonna purge the 12s wood, but it kind of looks like we are doing that already. I mean, I don't want to be a relativist here, but aren't we killing our way through the jungle as well? It's you. In spite of everything, it's still you. In spite of everything, that's me in there. Goodbye, swollen jiggers. Hey, somebody got flying dog. We made it, Kuplo Cop. I guess we gotta use this. Use. We're here, Kupo.
We're here, Kupo. I don't see any more beasts, do you? Are you ready to face the king, Kupo? Then step closer to the ward. Raise your hand and focus like when you were tuned to an aetherite, Kupo. I'll open the way for you.
Do. Alright, let's go on in there with an undersized party and just blow this shit away. Ching! Commence. On commence. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, we gotta get some of our early bonkers fucking raid music. I guess it is a little bit more like, the intro to Nightmare Before Christmas. Then I had Kubo. Who in the seven hells are they? Meddling adventurers, I'd wager.
Muggles guard to arms, defend the king, Kupo.
He actually reminds me more than anything of the Whisker Wall Coop-de-Coop.
Have at thee, Kupo.
Don't do that. Damn you! Wow. There's a light show. Well, are we not killing them here?
You're gonna get it. Right in the bum, Kupo. Hold still, Kupo. Kupo.
Oh, that final hit of the combo is truck-like. Pookla Pookie, the palm burner. What if this? Didn't like it.
Bear witness to the glory of Kupo.
That wasn't called porn flare, surely. Palm flare? Dallas. Hello, Pooknapako the Tail Turner.
You should never have come here, Kupo.
Well, I'm very sorry to have thrown off your schedule.
Why me, Kupo?
Ruffletuft. Cut him down.
Bloody elves. I'll save you, Kupo.
Please don't resurrect them. I need them to stay dead.
Oop. Why you?
We're cutting our way through the Moggle's guard.
Ever dance with a moogle in the pale moonlight?
This'll put some spring in your step. Please don't. Next time won't be so easy. Oh, they're all standing up anyway. I thought that he had to get his cast off for that, but I guess not. Hail to the king. Kupo. Hail to the king, Kupo. Ooh, dance party time. Hey. Whoop. You shall suffer for your transgressions against my subjects. Whoa. There's the lyrics. What to do, what to do. Look at these indecisive moogles. Let's not let that one wander off. You shall suffer. I'm just gonna hit you with some instants there again. Ugh. Next time won't be so easy. Hearken unto me, brave Moogle's guard. These villains shall threaten you no more. Well, they did. Mog creation. Moogles are unsanitary creatures, and they've been handled. Oh, he's taking the big nap. Whoa. So I guess he didn't brand them, though, or else they would be forever branded. Maybe Moogles come pre-branded. I mean, they're part of the brand. Maleficent Mogstaff. Hideous. Hideous. Shall we leave? I wonder if they had glamours in the initial release of the game. Or if there was a time. Attune yourself to the warded entrance. Wait, what? I just did. Wait, did I not? Oh. Well, I guess I have to do that again real quick. Well, I wonder if the cutscenes was shit. God damn it. Fucking objectives fucking with my head. God damn it. Ugh, it's fine. It's fine.
The rest is up to you, Kupo. Now go and teach those foolish Moogles a lesson and send the king back whence he came.
I did that. Excuse me. It's been done. Yeah, I wasn't reading my objectives sufficiently closely. Get fucked. Let's just make sure that there's not a unique cutscene when we're in here on our questy po. There may well be. Do 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 do. Boys and girls of every age, wouldn't you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. This is our town of Halloween. This is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene and trick or treat till the neighbor's gonna die of fright. It's our town, everybody scream in our town of Halloween. Alright, well, no need to subject you to more of that. And it looks like it's going to be the same anyway, so I'll bring you back if there's an end of mission cutscene. See you shortly. He's going right back to sleep. Also noticed some weird shit about my rotation. That there's 2 different combo finishers, one of which just does more damage and they have no other effects. So there must be something that I'm missing with that. Goodbye, Moogles, goodbye. It was a pleasure seeing you again. Can you really loot it more than once? That's interesting. Oh, just dropped the same staff, so I couldn't in this case. Let's get out of here. Cutscene for us? Maybe. The cutscene that preempts the cutscene. Yeah, there we go.
You did it, Kupo. You did it. Good King Moggle Mog the 12th, may his mighty soul rest in peace, is no more.
It's like a religious crisis for those who believe.
I shudder to think what might have happened did you not stop the Moggles, God, when you did. Thank you, Long Point. Perhaps now they'll come to their senses and stop playing in fairy tales. Rest assured that the chieftain will have choice words for them, too. You should go and tell Puckney Pack that the king is no more, Kupo. She's with Rhea, at Camp Tranquil, and can relay the news to the chieftain.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate your taking time out from walking here to deliver this information to us. To make yourself of use. Let's head back to Camp Tranquil. Have a relaxing bath. An adventurer does not drink. Hello, Puknipak. Oh wait, was Puknipak that one? Huh. Were those two different moogles? I can't remember who. They talk the same way.
Do I dare believe my ears? Good King Moggle Mog the 12th may his magnificent virtue serve as an example to us all as fallen? Oh, Moogle kind owes you a debt, Kupo. Ah, thy sense rare all wishes to congratulate you as well. I shall let the two of you speak without fear of interruption.
On the properties of rituals, your bravery in the service of the 12's Woodenter Moogles shall not be forgotten, Erwin. My sister will doubtless wish to hear the tale of this great victory from the mouth of the man responsible. Pray return to the Lotus Stand and treat her to a full account of the day's events while the details are still fresh in your mind.
Do I really have to fucking just walk back and forth like this?
Please, I thought we were done with that part of things. Now I think about it, that dude, that person whose Final Fantasy XIV thread I've been following on Twitter mentions that's still going on in Shadowbringers, so let's just adjust expectations. Going back and forth just reporting on shit is going to continue to be part of our lives, I think. The Elder Seed Seer is expecting you, sir. May I show you in, please? Silent conjurer, talkative conjurer. Yeah, but look at this shit. So, Rage of Halone delivers an attack with a potency of 100, combo action Riot Blade, combo potency 350, versus Goring Blade, 390, and it does damage over time, bonus of 85. It's just better. I'm confused. Oh, this is interesting. So I have a trait. Upgrades Rage of Halone to Royal Authority. Oh, okay, so... yeah. Oh, so I was looking at Goring Blade, that's why I was confused. Royal Authority. This is what I was actually looking at the comparison of. So, yeah, it is just an upgraded version, I guess. I see. This is a two-direction combo. So, first it's Fast Blade, Goring Blade, then it's Fast Blade, Riot Blade, Royal Authority. And Royal Authority is just an upgrade from Rage of Halone, it looks like. So, that's good. But it also means, I think I did account for this at one point, but I don't know if it's on the bar right now. Let's just put this on here as well. Where should we put it? Control 2 for the dot, maybe. Connie Senna. Terrifying to see you again. Long Point, you are returned to us unharmed and victorious. Thus I have two reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. No, that was Ida talking. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Moogles don't worship him, for one thing. He's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of.
Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of the power contained in crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Moogles called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpse. The ether which comprised him instead being scattered to the four winds.
According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same.
Which means... Askians. The whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kapopo, they said there was a masked man who taught them how years ago. But Gridania has no shortage of masked men, and I never thought the question... Confound it all, how many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts?
Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Longpoint. Already the information you've provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss.
Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter.
The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Scions shall not want for full support. We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll.
We knew we could count on you, my lady.
Well, Ida and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seer. Mayhaps you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. And all that's transpired here? Great news, everyone.
Back to Minfilia at the Waking Sands. Time again we wish that we had access to Madame. Doo-doo-doo. It is good to see you hale and healthy, Erwin. I received word from Ida and Papalaimo that you had felled good King Moogle Mog the 12th, but I'd hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as they said, summoned with the same methods used by the Beast Tribes and taught by the Askians. That is unfortunate. This incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seer of our usefulness. Our offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks, Erwin. 2 more quests and we're done with 2.1. Time has come to leave Vesper Bay, and Philia will apprise you of the final details. Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are at long last ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make our journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but on this particular occasion the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Erwin. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given to the care of Urianger. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhap it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urianger shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of the primals. By the grace of the 12, he shall one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, he will not be alone. Alice shall continue to work closely with him as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Urianger, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I've forgotten something important. So it is interesting that what Final Fantasy XIV is repeatedly pointing to is that if you don't want terrorists, what you have to do is ensure people's material well-being. That you can't just stamp out extremists taking dangerous actions through force of arms. You make more that way. You can't beat terrorism because it is not motivated by the kind of ravenous, clutching, capacious need, the hunger that empire is motivated by. An empire can be stopped, but a terrorist cell has specific needs and will continue to act until those needs are met. Self-generating. Urianger.
Thou art ever welcome, Longpoint, but I require no assistance. Pray take thy leave unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily thy countenance bespeaks a desire to quit this place without further delay. Mayhap thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded, that these halls should rightly be consigned to the annals of history. In man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor faded by the eons, and still man glorieth in his discoveries. 'Tis through this pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in the shadows remain hidden, lost no sooner than they are found.
What? You're saying we should remember. I'm not saying we should forget, just we don't need to be here.
Be not offended, Longpoint. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach.
Despite thy surpassing strength and thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. Would that the same could be said of
our dearest Lady Menphilia, huh?
Whence came that cry? The solar, 12 for Fend, the antecedent.
There's that Zelda music. Oh, she does look like she just got stabbed. What happened, Menphilia? Menphilia. Long Point. You must. She would call us Erwin. Erwin, you must. Whoa, we're getting echoed. Looking around this very bare room. Nice music. Tell me, Louis-Soix, would you have done the same? Louis-Soix Levier was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing. Mischief, and Askian here, how readily you see. You are indeed gifted antecedent. But you are not like the others. Your robes. Gifted, but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you. He who... You speak of La Habrea? La Habrea is a warrior. He fought. He fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes. Then he's still... Come. I only confirm that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion. What are...
When we're ready when you are, milady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? Nah, I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave. But I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready.
It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and the knowledge both. To her we are indistinct. I do not understand. Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. He's got an SEP field. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not yet see with eyes unclouded. You know nothing about me. Nothing. The gift grants you clarity. It grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation. La Habrea did not think so highly of the Echo. La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. More Star Wars stuff. The Echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master. And if we did, then there would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave as I came in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends.
Wait, stay where you are.
Whoop.
Yo.
I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the ardor, I wonder? The ardor. Would the ardor have been the events of 5 years ago? I'm not sure that I know. Ting, ting, tang. I take it there is no need to explain. Save your concern, he did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you alright? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Orianger, send word to the students of Baldesion. Tell them to scour the archives for forbidden tomes in particular. If there's any reference to an Askian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it.
An Askian, my lady? Was that what gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Askians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen? I know not and I care not. Find him, Arwen. Turn every stone in Vesper Bay, if you have to. My brain was expecting a preposition there. Pray attend me, Tataru.
I should probably look and see if there's a new laundry book this year. There almost certainly isn't. I think he's on a 2-year cycle, and I believe there was one last summer. But I guess it'd be about the time. Search for the white-robed Askian. Minfilia. You're looking sick. I assume we're looking out here in the waking sands. Mount is unavailable. God, these fucking transitions. Why? Oh, I'd really like this laundry to finish drying, because it is too fucking hot. This shirt is just so fucking uncomfortable. It's astonishing. Need to get more shirts. Oh, you look very suspicious to me.
I'm just dressed up for the charity auction.
I'm told you are the warrior of light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north, and you may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we will speak anon. Seems like Askians have the power to simply lock us. You are being judged. Brutish imp.
Brutal fucking imp.
Bloated big boy. You are being judged. Gruesome gargoyle. Fuck you, gargoyle. Down. Oh, there's a thump there at my feet. I wonder if someone's moving in downstairs finally. You are being judged. Gnarled guards this time. Gnarled no more. Nothing will ever be funnier to me than the... I was reading something on Twitter, actually, about that quick fade out in Dark Souls boss music. Apparently, it is over 2 milliseconds. I see you live, good, but your trial is not yet at an end. Askian Thaumaturge. It's interesting, there's only a couple of Askians, so these are like specific characters, I think, unless I'm mistaken. Approach the white-robed Askian. Remarkable, truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save you, bested La Brea, could endure such an examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize that the same cannot be said of La Habrea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds, for through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that he could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. Spooky. Now that Kingdom Hearts music playing. Speak to Infinity at the Waking Sands, of course. I couldn't just meet her. There's no fast way over there. Well, we've never flown this direction before, have we? Your mount can fly no higher. Oh. Do, 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 do. You probably don't need to watch this, huh? Alright, here we go. Thank the gods you've returned, Darwin. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive. Beg pardon, he was waiting for you. What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak, and of what exactly? The words of this Elidibus portend much but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I'll have to be content with a wealth of additional questions. Build on the stone. Final quest. Let us set aside the matter of the Askians until after we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned that my father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance, but the truth is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. Maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the Resistance with vital Imperial secrets while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believe to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father. I'm thinking about my parents aging lately. They are both over 60 now. And I am not looking forward to their getting older. It's going to be a very tough time. Humans have been dealing with aging parents for as long as we have been around. But I think on the scale of preparedness, I am low.
I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger?
The legacy of Benfilia's father, who perished in the parade incident of 1562 when a Gubu broke free of its magical fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah, contains a wealth of stolen Imperial research on the Primals as well as other information which is yet to be deciphered.
The father's final bequest, a daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well can I imagine the antecedent's pain. On mine honor, I swear to spend no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain.
What if he spoke only in rhyme? I'm glad he doesn't, although I bet that the writers in this game could pull that off, in a way that World of Warcraft simply would not. Long point, this is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I've departed for the Rising Stones. If you've yet to... Once you've given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the 7th heaven in Revenant's Toll. Tataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you've already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new aetherite in Revenant's Toll. After all, it is right on our doorstep. Yeah, they can't resist making jokes about not putting a fucking aetherite in Waking Sands, can they? But they could have put one there. They could have cut those lines. They could have done any number of things. But to preserve that joke, they had to leave no aetherite in Waking Sands. I'm so immersed by having to walk that distance the whole one time. Blah. Tataru. Why was his music so dramatical? Oh, Erwin, you're here. Good, good. We were all wondering when you'd show up.
As I was just telling your restive receptionist here, I'm pleased to inform you that all the documents have been prepared and our signatures signed. The Rising Stones is officially yours.
Splendid. From this day forward, I will spare no effort in seeing that it is as welcoming and comfortable a home for us as the Waking Sands ever was. That said, this is all somewhat intimidating, isn't it? So many unfamiliar places and unfamiliar faces.
Some of the men and women you see around here in Revenant's Toll are adventurers who come and go as they wish. I dare say that should make it easier for you to go about your business here. And it shouldn't hurt that Arrow in here has already made something of a name for himself. Isn't that so, Long Point?
I should hope so. Why, that's wonderful to hear. Rest assured that this receptionist will work just as hard to see that our efforts do not skip a beat despite the relocation. And with that, Long Point, I do believe it's time you officially announced your presence to everyone inside. The antecedent and the others will surely be overjoyed to see you. You know what I bet is that the people working on this content were overjoyed that it was well received and that they're now able to push out a patch 2.1 after all of their struggles. Enter the Rising Stones. If you told me when Final Fantasy XIV came out and got its re-release, I was following MMO news generally much more closely at the time, that I would someday be playing and enjoying it and feeling invested in it, I would have been baffled. Isn't that wonderful, Long Point? Nary a single presumptuous merchant has darkened our door. I know full well they will come in time, but for now, let us enjoy the respite. Still gotta have that load screen though, huh? Wouldn't do not to have the load screen. Maybe just one though? We didn't already do one, did we? Minfilia. Crunch. Hey, it's everybody. Except Urianger, who got left in the desert by himself. Couldn't do his work here. There weren't like research facilities there. I guess he just liked the quiet. Well, it is certainly spacious. There's stuff in our meeting room now. Not just a blank void with a desk. It's a nice desk, too. You need a rolling chair. The broken cane stands yet. Today marks a new beginning for the signs of the 7th dawn. For today, we declare our independence. All shall henceforth be beholden to, we shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve all of Eorzea's people, proudly and openly. But this does not mean we will sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, though, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions. Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the signs of the 7th dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea.
For Eorzea.
Wahey! Everybody's having a great time, just the greatest of times.
Hey, hello.
A moment of your time, Erwin. I would speak of Elidibus.
Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me will admit no delay.
Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldesion have been met with silence. No one will respond. How odd. Allow me to try. Ring, ring. Maybe they just forgot they have the link shells, just like everybody else. Uh-oh. No response. Surely they would not ignore us. They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst. No. No, I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they would most certainly have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lacked the gift and the knowledge both. Oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldesion, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek out another source of information on Elidibus. 'Tis possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally. Do what you must. We're going to learn that it's pretty public what's gone down over there. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Askin, perhaps? Or Ochre? Or Puce? Which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time I thought we'd gained the upper hand. When you shattered the crystal of darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we found a way to rid ourselves of the Askian menace. But I was wrong. He endures and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Longpoint. I discern them all around, in disturbances too great and numerous to be dismissed as mere coincidence. Doubtless the paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. Ah, my stalwart hero. Your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, though, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Talk to the plant. Krilla, where are you? I believe that is who she was on the phone with when Alfino was speaking a little while back. Ooh, your intercession was not foretold, says Nabriales. Jeez, sorry. You object? We question. Our plans are in motion and your intentions unclear. They survived the 7th Ardor and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time when a veil is lifted from their eyes. And at long last they see. We're gonna be able to do the Alice in Wonderland Cheshire Cat. Hey, build on the stone. Complete, we did it. We have wrapped 2.1. Nothing to it. We'll be rocketing heavensward in no time. See you soon.